4 books that helped me start a 6-figure business at age 18. What's up, y'all? For those of y'all who are new, welcome to the channel. My name is Eddie Scott. Co-founded a clothing brand in March 2020, right during the quarantine, called Say Less Lifestyle. Started 3 years ago at this point. When we started, I literally knew nothing about running a brand, running a business. Like, I literally had zero information, but that is what life is all about. Life is all about learning. Life is all about growing. Let me sit down here with y'all. So yeah, in the process of growing my brand to become a 6-figure business, a lot of what helped us make progress, myself and my business partner, we're both 18 years old when we started. We're 21 now. What helped us make progress is the amount of learning that we did, and specifically our personal development journey, right? So being on this personal development journey literally started from zero, didn't even know what personal development was. And then eventually got to the point where we realized that personal development is the foundation to all success. Any amount of success that you want in this life starts with your mind. And so that was a journey we had to go through, just learning every single day, whether it be reading books, watching YouTube videos, at the end of the day, just getting out there and taking action ourselves, learning from our own mistakes. And so in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys 4 books that helped me on my personal development journey, that helped me build my mind, to have a success mindset, even a money mindset, to help us become capable of running the 6-figure brand, growing the 6-figure business. And whether you have a business, whatever you may do, you have to have a strong foundation in your mind in order to be successful monetarily, emotionally, spiritually, whatever situation may be. So without any further ado, let's get right into it. I got these books with me right here. I actually only have 2 of them out of the 4 because the other 2 I left at home. But book number 1 that I read to help me grow a 6-figure business is, I'll try to throw it on the screen right here for you guys, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Now, I think the story behind How to Win Friends and Influence People was that it was actually a course, and this is back in like the early 1900s, but it was like a course, a seminar that people would come to, and it was so successful in helping people become successful and helping their mindset that Dale Carnegie ended up just turning it into an actual book and selling it, and it ended up becoming a best-selling personal development book. But essentially, How to Win Friends and Influence People is just what it sounds. It literally teaches you how to win friends and influence people. Now, you may not think that's important if you're running a business, if you're trying to make money. Listen to me. Running a business, making money, life in general is all about relationships. Life is about relationships. If you were the only person left on earth and every other person disappeared, there's no point in living. You can't go to the store. There is no money to spend because there's nobody to give it to. Life is all about relationships, even outside of monetarily. Who are your friends? Who are your family? Those moments, those experiences with people make life matter. So in saying that, How to Win Friends and Influence People is huge, especially in business, because the book really teaches you how to have a proper perspective of people, how to treat people kindly. And one of the big messages that the book pushes is placing others above yourself, right? Even when it may not seem to be in your best interest, at the end of the day, when you place others above yourself, it will have your best interest in mind in the long run. And so especially in business, one key takeaway that I took is, dealing with customers, especially like angry customers, people that may not have your best interest in mind, but just knowing how to manage customers. Even another thing I learned is when you're going out, you want to make a sale, you want to close a deal, whatever it may be, like knowing different strategies that make people feel good, that make people trust you. Like the book says, how to have influence over people. You influence people to take certain decisions, certain actions that are in your best interest. So with all that being said, How to Win Friends and Influence People is the first book that I read. Not exactly the first book, but it's the first book on this list. And it's so powerful because, as I said, Life is all about relationships. So if you want to be successful, you're going to need to learn how to network with people, connect with people, how to sell to people, and just how to live in harmony. Book number 2, and I actually have it right here for you guys. This one you have most likely heard of. I believe this is the number one, what does it say? Over 15 million copies sold worldwide. I believe it's the number 1 personal development self-help book ever written. You guys, I probably already know. You guys just saw it as I'm slapping the book. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. This is the book. This is the good book. If you want to not just be rich, but just be successful in all areas of life. Because at the end of the day, I tell a lot of people this personally when they ask me which books they should read, and I recommend Think and Grow Rich. This book honestly has nothing to do with money. Like, you see all the dollar bills on the cover, and he may make a couple references to, using your mind to obtain a monetary equivalent. But at the end of the day, this book is all about principles, success principles that will help you be successful, whether you want to make more money, or you want to be good on your sports team, or you want to build that relationship, or you just want to be great in life. These 13 success principles that he lays out chapter by chapter in Think and Grow Rich are the fundamental keys in being successful in life. And so I don't want to say too much, because at the end of the day, you need to go get this book for yourself. But 13 success principles, as I mentioned, such as just reading through the table of contents: desire, faith, auto-suggestion, specialized knowledge, imagination, organized planning, things of that sort that all begin in your mind, right? You have to have a success mindset in order to be successful. You can't have a 6-figure business with the 5-figure mindset. You see what I'm saying? So this book is key in building a foundation for your mindset. Things such as persistence. With persistence will come success. Things such as organized plans, having a definite chief aim, overcoming adversity. All these key things that, are fundamental. You can't be successful until you have this mindset that you can acquire through this book. So Think and Grow Rich. This one is probably the most acclaimed book on this list, besides the 4th one I have for you guys, because literally every single every single person that has attained monetary wealth, financial success, has attributed their success to this book right here. So Think and Grow Rich. There's even, this is a bonus for you guys, the Think and Grow Rich movie. If you go on YouTube, type in Think and Grow Rich movie by Napoleon Hill himself. It's like a black and white video. It's from like the 1950s, whenever he first wrote this book. But the Think and Grow Rich movie is a key add-on to this. Definitely read the book and watch the Think and Grow Rich movie. That'll do wonders for your life. And I'll say, for me, if anybody asks me, like, what if there's one book that they should read to be successful, is this book right here, Think and Grow Rich. The 3rd book I got for you guys, I don't have it with me, but the 3rd book is actually 2 books combined, right? And you'll see why in a minute, why I combine these 2 books. But those 2 books are Rich Dad, Poor Dad and Richest Man in Babylon. I almost forgot. Rich Dad, Poor Dad and Richest Man in Babylon. Now, first, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Rich Dad, Poor Dad is essentially about, it's like a first person story almost. And it's about how Robert Kiyosaki, the author, he, had a good family. He came from a good middle class home, but he had a friend, one of his best friends when he was young. His father was a business owner, right? And so Rich Dad, Poor Dad is about how Robert Kiyosaki, he saw the contrast between like his physical father and his friend's father. His father that worked a job, and then his friend's dad that was a business owner, and the 2 completely different mindsets that they had, right? And so if you want to be successful, Rich Dad, Poor Dad is, along with Richest Man in Babylon, are like the physical versions of Think and Grow Rich, right? Because Think and Grow Rich is really about building your mindset. But once you have the money mindset, the success mindset, then Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Richest Man in Babylon will really help you take physical action, take those tangible steps to accumulate that money. So Rich Dad, Poor Dad gives you like a lot of, practical talk, such as like taxes, real estate, business owning, how to start a business, things of that sort. And then Richest Man in Babylon which is, I believe, by George Clausen. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Richest Man in Babylon. It's also like it's a narrative. Also, it's a story, and this one's based on like ancient Middle East, I think. But it's actually a couple of different stories in there. But essentially, there are 7 key takeaways from Richest Man in Babylon, and I believe, if I'm remembering this correctly, it's like 7 cures to a lean purse. So like basically 7 ways to not be broke, right? And a simple thing such as giving away 10% of your income, which is something a lot of people do not do, right? You have to have an abundance mindset to give money away, right? So giving 10% of your income, saving 10% of your income, how to invest in certain things, right? Real fundamental principles that you could take action on in terms of your money. So Rich Dad Poor Dad, Richest Man in Babylon are the 3rd book essentially that helped me grow a 6-figure business. Really, once I had that money mindset, once I had the intangibles such as faith, persistence, things of that sort, now you need to know how, once you get money, or in order to get money, know these principles, and then once you get money, how to properly manage it. So Rich Dad Poor Dad, Richest Man in Babylon are on the 3rd spot on this list. Finally, book number 4 that helped me start a 6-figure business. Now, I'm going to preface this by saying, regardless of whether you're religious or not, it does not matter at all. So the 4th book on here is the Bible. As you can see, my Bible is beyond tattered. Like, I think I've only had this Bible for like 2 years, but as you can see, just like the level of annotation and like how I just dig into this for real, right? And so I am a believer. I do believe in Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. But in saying that, whether you are a believer, whatever you believe, the Bible is more than just a spiritual book or a bunch of stories, right? The Bible is about principles, right? Whoever created this world, whoever created this universe, created it by laws, right? There are certain principles that you have to take in order to be successful. And if you violate those principles, you will not be successful, right? Example, the law of gravity. We'll put this down. The law of gravity. It doesn't matter if you believe in the law of gravity or not. If you go jump off a cliff right now, you're going to fall and you're going to die. Like, it's that simple. And so, the Bible is real good in learning the fundamental principles of life. And when you take a look into the Bible for personal development, 2 key books that I would recommend that you read are the book of Proverbs and the book of Ecclesiastes, right? So the book of Proverbs, well, both Proverbs and Ecclesiastes were in part written by King Solomon. And King Solomon is recorded as the richest man to ever live. I think they say in today's day and age, his net worth would be like over $1 trillion. Like, he would be a trillionaire. So this dude was doing something right. And so in the book of Proverbs, he talks a lot about, it's just like simple stuff, right? I'm gonna give you guys an example. Like looking at some Proverbs that I have highlighted, especially when it comes to money, right? There are a lot of good Proverbs in here that help you make money, know how to manage money. Proverbs was it 6 verse 10. A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest, and poverty will come upon you like a robber and want like an armed man. You got to be diligent. You got to put in the work if you want to make money. It's that simple. You can't be lazy and be rich. One gives freely, yet grows all the richer. Another withholds what he should give and only suffers want, right? Having that abundance mindset. If you hold on to all the money, if you make $1,000 and you try to hold on to it because it's like, oh wow, I made $1,000 now, and you don't want to reinvest it or even give it away, then you're done for. You're not going to grow. You're not going to be rich. But if you have that abundance mindset to reinvest your money, even have as much of an abundance mindset to give money away because you know more money's coming in, then you're just going to be blessed all around and you're going to be able to grow. Simple things like that. Proverbs is really good for, and then Ecclesiastes too, just like talking about how life is, how to overcome certain obstacles, what's important in life, just real simple fundamental things. And so we're wrapping up the list with that being the 4th book. As you can see, in all 4 of these books, or really 5, but in all 4 spots on this list, every book that I mentioned, as you can see, is real big on fundamentals and principles, right? So obviously, the more you grow, there will be more specialized knowledge that you need. It may be one piece of information that you need to take your life to the next level. But when you're first starting out, you need the basics. Jim Rohn, rest in peace, Jim Rohn. He'd always say, you got to get back to the basics, right? Everybody's focused on these high level things. Everybody's focused on the next great thing. Get back to the basics. Learn the fundamentals of how life works. If you want to be successful, learn the fundamentals of how success works, right? And so these 4 books are key for you grow that mindset for success, that mindset for money, and just building the fundamentals in your life. So with that being said, that's the end of the video. If you enjoyed, if this video provided value to you in some way, be sure to leave a like for the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe for more content just like this. I'm dropping more mindset content like this more often. But also, if you have a clothing brand, an e-commerce store, or anything finance related, that is what my channel is all about. So be sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications so that you never miss another video from me. I think that's all I gotta say. I'm out of here. Have a blessed, great, awesome, spectacular is not a word. Spectacular rest of your day. I'm out of here. Let's get it.